Do you ever feel that your grandchildren no longer hug you the way they used to? Or have you noticed a subtle distance from the people you love? I am Dr. Grace Prescott, and I know that many suffer in silence with an odor that seems impossible to remove no matter how much they bathe, wrongly believing it is a lack of hygiene. But I am here to free you from that guilt. It is not dirt, it is biology. The secret is not how much you wash, but where. There is a secret zone on your body that 99% of people neglect during bathing, and that is exactly where the real cause of this specific odor concentrates, an odor that ordinary soaps simply cannot remove. If you are over 60 years old, it is very likely that you have been washing the wrong place your entire life. In this video, I am going to reveal exactly what this forgotten area is and teach you a simple scientific protocol to neutralize this smell at the root. If you want to stop feeling ashamed and recover your confidence and the joy of a tight hug without fear, stay with me until the end. We are going to solve this together right now. Let me begin by telling a story that I hear with heartbreaking frequency in my office. Recently, I saw a lady, let us call her Helena. At 72 years old, Helena is an active, elegant woman who has always taken pride in her appearance and her spotless home. She sat in front of me, visibly distressed, twisting a handkerchief in her hands, and with a trembling voice confessed something she did not even have the courage to tell her own daughter. She said, "Doctor, I think I am rotting from the inside. My granddaughter, who always ran to my lap, now makes a face and pulls away when I get close." The other day, I overheard my son-in-law comment about a musty smell in the living room after I left. I take 2, sometimes 3 showers a day. I scrub until my skin turns red. I use the most expensive perfumes, but the smell comes back. What is wrong with me? Am I dirty? Helena's pain is the pain of millions of people. It is an invisible wound to self-esteem. She started avoiding social gatherings, stopped going to the senior club, and isolated herself, afraid of being judged as an unkempt person. And society cruelly reinforces this stigma. There is a popular belief that body odor in the elderly is synonymous with lack of cleanliness, that the older person does not wash properly. This is one of the most unfair lies that exists. The truth, based on human physiology, is that most people who suffer from this problem are, in fact, excessively clean. They are fighting a losing battle against their own biology because they are using the wrong weapons on the wrong battlefield. I need you to understand this deeply so you can free yourself from guilt. It is not your fault. You are not doing anything wrong in terms of effort. The problem is that the enemy has changed. When we are young, body odor is caused mainly by sweat and bacteria. Sweat comes out, bacteria eat it, and they release smell. A shower with regular soap and deodorant solves it. But as we age, specifically after the age of 40, the chemistry of our skin changes drastically. A new villain enters the scene, a molecule that science took years to identify correctly. Its name is 2-nonenal. What is 2-nonenal? Think of an apple cut and left on the table. What happens to it? It turns brown. That is oxidation. In the same way, the natural oils of our skin undergo oxidation. Our skin produces fatty acids to stay hydrated and protected. With aging, we increase the production of a specific fatty acid called palmitoleic acid, omega-7. At the same time, our natural antioxidant defense in the skin decreases. It is the perfect storm. This fatty acid rises to the surface, meets oxygen in the air, and rusts. The byproduct of this biological rust is 2-nonenal. The smell of 2-nonenal is not the smell of sweat. Scientists describe it as an odor of old grease, old paper, dry grass, or rancid oil. It is a characteristic, persistent smell, and most importantly, it is not water-soluble. And here is the key to Helena's mystery and so many others. Because 2-nonenal is a fatty lipophilic substance. It loves fat. It forms an invisible film on the skin that water and ordinary soaps simply cannot dissolve. You can take 10 showers a day with your favorite floral soap. The water will run over this layer of oxidized fat like rain on a waxed car windshield. It does not penetrate. You leave the shower smelling like flowers, but 10 minutes later the perfume evaporates and the rancid smell returns because it never left. In addition, This substance has an incredible ability to transfer. It leaves your skin and impregnates your clothes, your sheets, the sofa where you sit. That is why many times an elderly person's room has this characteristic smell even when the person is not there. It is not environmental dirt. It is the chemical impregnation of this oxidized oil in fabrics. Now that you understand the what, we need to talk about the where. If 2-nonenal does not come off with a regular shower, how do we get rid of it? The answer is to focus on the area of the body that produces this substance the most, and that, ironically, is the area we wash the least efficiently. I call it the forgotten zone. When we get in the shower, we have an automatic routine. We wash the face, armpits, intimate areas, feet. We quickly pass soap over arms and legs. But where are the highest concentrations of sebaceous glands that produce this oxidizable oil? They are not in the armpits. They are on the back, specifically the upper back, the nape of the neck, and behind the ears. Think with me. How often do you really scrub vigorously the area between your shoulder blades, the wings of the back, or the base of your neck behind the head? For most people, especially as the years pass and flexibility decreases, these areas only receive the soapy water that runs down from hair or shoulders. Nobody scrubs there, and it is exactly there, in this region, that goes from behind the ears, down the nape, and spreads across the middle of the back, that 2-nonenal sets up its base camp. It is a hard-to-reach area with high oil production that stays in constant contact with shirt collars and pillows, creating a warm environment perfect for oxidation. You have been washing your whole body, but you have been leaving the factory of the smell intact, accumulating layers upon layers of this substance day after day, year after year. But do not despair. The solution is not complicated and does not require expensive medical treatments. It requires only technique and the right products. I developed a specific cleansing protocol to neutralize 2-nonenal, which I call the Mature Skin Neutralization Protocol. Let us go step by step. The first step is the tool. Your hands are not enough to reach this critical zone on the back, and ordinary sponges often just spread the fat. You need a long-handled bath brush. This is non-negotiable. You need mechanical reach to apply gentle friction to the central back. Look for a brush with natural or medium hardness synthetic bristles. The goal is to exfoliate the oxidized layer without injuring the skin, which at this age is already thinner. The second step is the cleansing agent. Throw away antibacterial soap. It kills bacteria, which is good for armpit sweat, but it does not dissolve 2-nonenal. You need a soap that fights oxidation. The Japanese secret for this, and Japan has been studying the smell of aging, which they call kareishu for decades, is persimmon. Persimmon extract is rich in tannins, substances that chemically break down and neutralize 2-nonenal. Nowadays, it is easy to find persimmon extract soaps online. If you cannot find it, the second best option is citrus soaps, lemon, orange, grapefruit, or green tea soaps. They have natural antioxidants that help dissolve fat and fight oxidation. Avoid very creamy or moisturizing soaps in these specific areas. They can add more oil to the problem. Use the treatment soap on critical areas and your moisturizing soap on the rest of the body. The third step is the technique. In the shower, water temperature is crucial. I know hot water relaxes muscles, but boiling water strips away all the natural skin barrier. The body, in panic from dryness, produces a rebound effect, generating even more oil after the shower to compensate. Use lukewarm water, wet the brush, apply the persimmon or citrus soap, and focus on the nape. Scrub behind the ears. Use your fingers to make sure the fold behind the ear is clean because a lot of sebum accumulates there. Go down to the neck and then to the back. Make circular movements on the upper back for at least 60 seconds. Count mentally. 1 minute scrubbing this area is more time than you spent there in the last entire decade. Imagine you are polishing a jewel, removing the dull layer to reveal the shine. Then rinse abundantly. The fourth step is drying. 2-nonenal loves moisture and heat. Dry yourself meticulously. Do not leave the nape damp. Dry well behind the ears. Use a clean towel. And here's a detail about towels. If your towel already has that stored smell, it is contaminated with 2-nonenal and will transfer it back to you. Wash your towels more often and use vinegar in the rinse, but we will talk about that soon. After the shower, hydration is necessary, but it must be smart. Do not use heavy oils on the back and nape. Use light lotions rich in antioxidants, like vitamin C or vitamin E. This creates a chemical barrier that slows oxidation of the new oil your skin will produce throughout the day. Now we need to talk about the environment. You can be clean, but if your clothes are impregnated, the smell will stay with you. 2-no-nenol does not come out of clothes with regular detergent and cold water. It needs to be broken down. Here are 3 golden rules for your laundry. 1. Warm water. If the fabric allows, wash bedding and shirts in warm water. Heat helps release fat from fibers. 2. The power of vinegar. Fabric softener creates a waxy layer that can trap odor and fibers. Replace softener with white alcohol vinegar in the machine compartment. Vinegar breaks down fat molecules and neutralizes odors, plus it leaves clothes soft. Do not worry, clothes will not smell like salad. The vinegar smell evaporates when drying. 3. Baking soda. For strongly smelling clothes, add half a cup of baking soda with detergent. It boosts cleaning. 4. The sun. Ultraviolet light is the best natural disinfectant and deodorizer. Dry your clothes in the sun whenever possible. The sun burns remnants of 2-no-nenol. There is also an internal factor. We are what we eat, and the smell we give off is a reflection of our internal chemistry. If the problem is oxidation of fatty acids, we need to fight oxidation from the inside out. Your diet is your internal army. You need to drastically increase antioxidant consumption. Imagine antioxidants as soldiers that capture free radicals before they oxidize skin oil. Where to find these soldiers? In colors. Eat a rainbow. Red and purple fruits, blackberries, grapes, acai, are antioxidant bombs. Dark green vegetables, spinach, kale, oranges, and foods rich in vitamin C. And a special tip, green tea. Drinking green tea regularly helps cleanse the system and provides catechins that combat body odor. On the other hand, avoid foods that accelerate oxidation and inflammation. Excess sugar, fried foods and refined vegetable oils, soy, corn, canola, processed meats, cold cuts, and excess alcohol. Alcohol, in particular, when metabolized, generates aldehydes that can worsen body odor. Staying hydrated is fundamental. Water helps dilute and eliminate toxins through sweat and urine instead of letting them accumulate on the skin. A dehydrated body concentrates odors. Drink water consistently throughout the day. Another point few consider is stress. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels. Cortisol alters the composition of our sweat and oil, making it more prone to unpleasant smells. In addition, oxidative stress, the name says it all, accelerates the entire cell degradation process. Relaxation practices, breathing, and adequate sleep are not luxury. They are part of your hygiene protocol. Let us recap your action plan so you can start today. 1. Buy the tools, a long-handled bath brush and a persimmon extract soap or citrus on green tea. 2. Attack the secret zone. In a lukewarm shower, gently scrub the nape, behind the ears, and upper back for 1 minute. 3. Wash clothes correctly, use vinegar instead of softener and dry in the sun. 4. Eat antioxidants. Introduce green tea and colorful fruits into the diet. Cut fried foods and excess sugar. 5. Ventilate. Open your house windows daily. Fresh air helps disperse volatile particles that accumulate on furniture. This is not just beauty advice. It is about dignity. It is about recovering the pleasure of human touch. Helena, the patient I mentioned at the beginning, followed this protocol. 3 weeks later, she returned to my office. She did not need to say anything. The smile on her face said everything. She told me her granddaughter had fallen asleep in her lap over the weekend, with her face against her neck. She cried, not from sadness, but from relief. She had recovered her smell, her identity, and her place in the family. Aging is a privilege, and it brings changes that require adaptation. Do not let lack of information isolate you. The elderly smell is not a life sentence. It is just a chemical reaction that you now know how to control. You have the power to change this today. If this video brought you hope or clarity, I ask you to do something important. Share. Share in the family group. Send to that friend who lives worried about their own image. Many people are suffering in silence, thinking there is no solution. You can be the person who brings this light to them. And if you want to continue receiving science-based health guidance, no taboos and straight to the point, subscribe to the channel. My commitment is to help you live your best years with fullness, health, and confidence. Take care, wash the secret zone, and go hug the ones you love. Until the next video.